167. Because now when you, if it goes through, when you post the current budget, you have to post the preceding or previous year.
Years like revenues and.
Yeah, and there's some other language. I didn't read the entire thing, but
Okay.
Yeah.
That I can handle.
Got 10 seconds.
Okay.
Council meeting for January 13th, 2025 at 7 PM has begun. May I get roll call?
Mayor Candace Machado,
Here.
Councilmember Dacia Edwards,
Here.
Councilmember Greg Plustig,
Here.
Councilmember Alana Vino. Here. Councilmember Ernie Blackford,
Here.
Town Attorney Scott Murray,
Here.
Town Treasurer Lexi Erickson,
Here.
Chief of Police Mike Thompson,
Here.
Fire Chief Leo Molson,
Here.
Public Works Director Robert Llewellyn,
Here.
Town Clerk Janelle Underwood, and rest of citizens.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll motion.
A second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
The approval of the agenda passes. Line item 1, administer the oaths of office.
So if I could have everybody grab their oaths of office and come down here. Okay.
Feel left out.
He's like, oh. All right. Am I standing first?
No, we do it all together. You'll do it all
Are
together.
we standing together?
Yes.
Let's bring your hand.
That's right. He knows how to do it.
So if I could get you to raise your right hand and read it out loud to me. Go ahead.
I, Dacia
Candace Machado, do solemnly swear that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution and laws of the state of Wyoming and the ordinances of the town of Evansville, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of mayor with fidelity to the best of my knowledge and ability,
that I
and that I
have
have not paid
or promised to pay or contribute
either directly or indirectly, any money or other valuable thing to procure my appointment or election, except for necessary and proper expenses expressly authorized by law, that I have not knowingly violated any election law of the state or procured any
to be done by
others in my behalf, that I will not knowingly
receive
receive directly or indirectly any money or other valuable thing for the performance or non-performance of any act or duty pertaining to my office other than the compensation allowed by law.
So help me God.
Everybody could sign.
Your pen. Thank you. It's not mine, it's Janelle's. Oh, okay. Well, it's Janelle's pen. I'll give it back.
Thank you. Okay, well, we've made it official.
All right. Line item 2, consent agenda. Line item A, approval of minutes for regular meeting December 9th, 2024. Line item B, approval of business licenses, Dent Tech, Icon Plumbing, RAD Roofing, Scratch Pizzeria. And line item C, approval of the bills. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I move.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any discussion? Motion passes. Line item 3, public hearing for renewal of liquor licenses for Outback Steakhouse, Texas Roadhouse, Taylor Sports Bar and Spirits, Wyoming Downs OTB 15, Happy Days Liquor, Pooches, Ash Premium Cigar, HQ Southern Barbecue, Chili's Southwest Grill and Bar, and Mint Billiards.
Madam Mayor and Council, brought before you tonight is the renewal process for these liquor licenses that you had just mentioned. Applications was sent down to the Wyoming Liquor Commission and have been approved to date. And I would just ask that you do a roll call to make sure that everybody is here to represent their liquor license application.
All right, we'll just go down the list. Roll call for Outback Steakhouse.
Here.
Thank you. Texas Roadhouse. Taylor Sports Bar and Spirits. Wyoming Downs OTB 15. Happy Days Liquor. Okay. Hooches. Ash Premium Cigar. HQ Southern Barbecue. Chili's Southwest Grill and Bar, and Mint Billiards.
Present.
Thank you.
Great. So if there's any questions that the governing body has regarding these applications, and then Chief Thompson, if you have any questions for him, he can answer any questions regarding his liquor license renewals.
Any questions?
Upon review of the renewals, I have no further questions.
And I would just ask for you to open it up for the public hearing for any public comments for or against the renewal of these licenses.
Public comments? Do I have any public comments? Public comments? Any thoughts, quandaries of the mind out there for public comments? Last call, public comments. Public comments are closed.
So I would just ask for a motion to either approve or not approve the liquor license renewals tonight.
Do I have a motion to approve the liquor licenses?
I so move.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any discussion? Motion passes. Line item 4, public comments from the audience. Are there any additional public comments from the audience? Okay. May we request that Mr. Phil Gerke come up to the podium, please? Hi, sir.
Is this my last will and testament? or-
No, not at all. No, we would just like to give you a certificate of appreciation for your time on council, and we would like to wish you well in your future endeavors. And
Okay.
everybody can give some additional comments, wishes of well if they would like.
I appreciate your time that you spent on the council and time we spent working on projects left and right, and brought another perspective that I always need to be more well-rounded. So I appreciate our time together.
Thank you, I appreciate it too.
Wonderful.
I'd also like to say just thank you for your extra thought on sometimes things I didn't necessarily would think of. You'll ask that question that, hey, did anyone check on this? And so that was awesome. I learned something. Thank you.
Thanks, Deja.
Sir, I will come down and shake your hand.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
Uh-huh,
There
thanks.
you go. Any additional public comments out there? Thoughts, quandaries of the mind? All right, public comments are closed. Line item 5, ordinance number 15-2024, an ordinance adopting the Town of Evansville Council ethical guidelines and standards of professional conduct, third and final reading.
Madam Mayor and Council, brought before you tonight is ordinance 15-2024. This is an ordinance adopting the Town of Evansville Town Council ethical guidelines and standards of professional conduct for the governing body of the town of Evansville, Wyoming, and it is brought before you tonight on third and final reading.
All right. Do I have a motion to approve ordinance number 15-2024, an ordinance adopting the town of Evansville council ethical guidelines and standards of professional conduct?
All motion?
I'll second.
Any opposed?
Discuss.
We have a motion and a second, so.
All those in favor? Thank you.
So you move on to discussion at this point.
Okay, discussion?
I would like to make a motion to postpone the ethical guidelines and standards of professional conduct. Postponed indefinitely, as we do have a newer installed council member. We do have some input from citizens regarding this, and I think something like this should be required to have more time for to make a final vote on it. That would be my motion.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
So we're 2-2. I am also opposed as well. Motion fails.
Send it
So now
back
you're
to the
going,
first.
back to
We're going
the underlying motion.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve?
You already have a motion and a second on the
Thank
table
you.
to approve on third and final reading.
So now we go straight into the vote.
Well, unless there's any further discussion aside from Councilman Plessley.
Is there any further discussion?
I think this has been in the works for almost a year now. I know it was in the works before I was on council, that there was a meeting prior, I think in April. I say that there's a lot of great things coming with this ordinance of professional conduct, and I am one to, let's move forward with it.
Thank you. Any additional discussion?
I can, go ahead, Ernie,
Go ahead.
please, if you would.
My being just getting in on this, I went over this several times and for the most part, I do agree with it. But I did find some things in there that I did believe was a little ambiguous. And so I kind of agree with Greg that some more time could be spent on this.
Which parts?
Well, without getting into specifics, there's 3 of them specifically on the social media part of it.
Okay.
Because I could take and I could argue at least 3 of those, at least 2 different ways on the way it's written. And that's the reason why I agreed with Greg on this part of it.
Any additional discussion?
I just think it's been a long, drawn-out process, several long work sessions, and I'd like to see it put to bed one way or the other.
I would like to interject here to my dissent on this ordinance. It is, I figure, draconian authoritarian overreach, and it really is outside the scope of town council and their duties and responsibilities. I see it to be pretty much an expensive remediation process going through everything. If we have to utilize it. So, yeah, that's my dissent on this ordinance.
So I would like to make a couple of comments as the current mayor and as somebody who's been on the council for 4 years. The reasoning behind why we originally started even considering doing an ethical guidelines for the council is because, and I have no problem with publicly stating this in front of everybody, we have had council members in the last 4 years that I have sat on this board do inappropriate and unprofessional things, to include conflict of interest when it comes to being on other boards in the community where they did not disclose that they were on those boards, and then having those nonprofits coming to us asking for money. We have had council members that have overreached with town employees and acting inappropriately. We have had council members that have come to council meetings smelling of alcohol. We have had council members that have tried to solicit some of our departments to do personal work for them. And I can continue to go on and on. That is what I have personally seen in 4 years. And if I am going to sit up here and I'm going to be the mayor and I'm going to act ethically and responsibly, then I am going to have a complete open discussion of what I have seen with my own eyes in 4 years from the people that have been serving in the past and or of current on this board. And so that is why I have spent countless obscene hours going over all of these things, because I think that if we are going to sit up here on this board and we are going to make decisions for the town and the staff of this town and the residents of this town, then we need to be acting professionally and appropriately out there in the public eye when we are making choices and decisions. Because if we are not making appropriate choices and decisions, why should anybody trust that the decisions we are making are the right ones for this town? And that is why I have spent an obscene amount of hours going through this. I could go into specifics and specifically get into grave details about what is happening. But as a social worker and as a person who's worked in the mental health field for 18 years, I took an oath as a social worker. I also took an oath to be the best person that I can be in this role, in this position. And I do not take that lightly, but I am also here to thoroughly explain that I'm not condoning any type of inappropriate behavior, nor will I sit next to people either in the future or in the past that think that it's appropriate with the things that they have been doing while they are serving on this council. And that's at least what I have to say at this point.
Shall we vote?
Yes.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve or
vote.
You have a motion.
I already have a motion.
You have a
so we're
motion,
voting.
you have a second.
We're voting. All
Yes.
those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Ernie, did you say yes or no?
I'm gonna vote nay.
So it's 2-2, and I vote for us to approve and move forward with the Code of Ethics. Motion passes. Line item 6, ratify mayor's signature for Mesa Solutions LLC grant agreement.
Madam Mayor and Council, brought before you tonight is the grant agreement through the Wyoming Business Council for the Mesa Solutions LLC. And I'm just looking for approval ratifying the mayor's signature for this grant application. The grant that we have been awarded is $8,964,713. And it's brought before you tonight to ratify the mayor's signature.
Do I have a motion to ratify the mayor's signature for Mesa Solutions LLC grant agreement?
I move.
Right. Oh, sorry. No, you're okay.
Yep,
Do
yes.
I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any discussion? Motion passes. Line item 7, ratify mayor's signature for the fiscal year 2025 transportation program for program CD 25202.
Madam Mayor, council brought before you tonight is the Wyoming Department of Transportation, Transportation Alternatives Program Project CD 25202. This is the project to finish out the pathway along the Lathrop Road. And the grant agreement, or I'm sorry, the grant award is the grant award is $617,595. And I'm just looking for approval to authorize or ratify, the mayor's signature of this grant agreement.
Do I have a motion to ratify mayor's signature FY 2025 transportation program for program CD 25202?
All motion?
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
A second. Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine. Janelle, did you get that?
I did.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any discussion? Motion passes. Line item 8, public comments for the audience. Are there any last calls for public comments? Public comments. Public comments are closed. Do I have a motion to adjourn the meeting at 7:20 PM?
All motion?
Do I have a second?
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Adjournment at 7:20 PM. Thank you all for coming.